Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Blake Damon here with another Sims 4 speed build. Today we'll be building at Oasis Springs in a lot called Granada Place. I didn't know this until recently, but it's actually Hispanic Heritage Month in the US. To celebrate this, Sims released a couple of new objects into the base game. So they have a new grill, they have new grilled foods, some new outdoor decor, a new dining set, and some new clothes. Being the avid builder, I decided to check these new items out. The build items, not the clothing. And my first impression was that it was extremely colorful. As you may have noticed from my previous builds, I am a very monochrome, beige sort of guy. And if I do use color, it's very sparingly, and I usually only tend to use one color as a spot color, and then I sort of use beige and gray and blacks and monochrome around it. A prime example would be the exterior of this build. As you can see, I used white as the base and then used that orangey sort of red color for the windows and the roof and everything as the spot color. And if I do use more than one actual color, I tend to use like really dull, muted sort of pastel colors. I really like to be on the safe side when it comes to decorating and furnishing a house. Anyway, I've just wandered off into a weird tangent here with my little monologue. But my point is that I was determined to use these new items to make my own Hispanic-inspired home to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. But having to deal with all this color was going to make that very difficult. Also, I thought what turned out to be the most difficult part of this build wasn't the colorful items I had to use, but actually building the Hispanic looking house. I've never once built a Hispanic looking house, nor have I ever seen a Hispanic looking house. So I turned to my good friend Google and flipped through many pages of Google images and came across this very quaint image. Right? I find it very beautiful in its simplicity. Of course, I saw the other buildings, huge houses with the arches everywhere, but I felt like those houses were trying too hard. And it didn't really inspire me, it kind of more daunted me than anything. But this little picture with its little courtyard and its little house, I don't know, it just felt really warm and welcoming. And I feel like Hispanic culture is just like that. Very warm, very generous, very welcoming. So I felt it more appropriate to build this house instead of the bigger ones. So when I started planning this house, I really wanted to get the courtyard just right. Actually, this build started off with just a fountain and two walls. After I was happy with that corner, that's when I started to put windows and doors and actually make a building. Actually, while I was sort of playing around with that corner with a fountain, I had the opportunity to kind of develop the feel or the vibe of the place. And after establishing the vibe that I wanted for the place, it was pretty easy to kind of duplicate it throughout the building. So I'm actually pretty happy that I spent a lot of time on just that corner with the fountain for ages. It wasn't a complete waste of time. So it's recently come to my attention that not everyone has the packs that I do. So when I build and use items from packs that other people don't have, those items won't appear when they download my lots. And I imagine that would be very annoying. Actually, if you go to my gallery, my Sims 4 gallery, you'll see that all my past builds have things from everywhere, from every pack. And it could be the smallest build that ever was, but I have managed to use at least like an item from every single pack that EA ever released. And I'm telling you right now, no more. From here on out, I, Blake Damon, will endeavor to use the least amount of packs on all future builds. So with this build, I only used base game and the Jungle Adventure pack. I tried to use the Jungle Adventure pack exclusively, so used the furniture wherever and whenever I could. I think the main thing was the toilet. The Jungle Adventure pack doesn't have a toilet. It has everything but a toilet. Like, why? though. Why not a toilet? Anyway, I ended up using one of the base game ones, which turned out to be okay, I guess. Furnishing the backyard turned out to be fun, actually. To be honest, it was initially very stressful because there were so many colors, I had no idea what to do with them. But once I got over my initial fear of having too many colors all in one place, I actually had fun just sort of going with the flow. And when you have color just everywhere and not in one little space, it actually goes. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this backspace area actually. It's not too shabby if I might say so myself. So a lesson I learned here was if there is too much color and it looks weird, just add some more color until it starts to look better. And it will. Eventually. Actually, this whole entire backyard area was devised just for the sake of the new items. Initially, this backyard area just had a little fence, but I wanted to put the mural somewhere, so I made these really high, tall walls just so I could use them. I think it's worth it though. They look really, really good actually. I just don't see me using them ever again. Maybe for another Hispanic house build I might. We'll see. To be honest, before I started this whole YouTube thing, I never realized how little of the Sims items I actually used. Which is actually a pity because the items themselves are very well thought out and very well packed. Aside from the fact that, of course, there are no toilets in any of these packs. The packs are very complete. They have furniture, they have decorations, and every pack has its own vibe and personality, which I guess is supposed to reflect the culture where they've taken inspiration from. Oh my god, guys, we've actually finished the build already. Here I was, mid-waffle, didn't even realize we were done. As you can see, we're up to our flybys. Out of all the builds I've done so far, I think this one was the most difficult. I don't think I really mentioned how much time I actually took to do research for this build and how many renditions of this Hispanic heritage home I made before I finally settled on this one. But I think because it was so difficult and I liked the end result, it feels all the more rewarding. Anyway, that's it for me. If you made it this far, don't forget to reward yourselves by giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel. As per usual, I will be putting the download link of this build in the description down below. Please download version 2 because version 1 has something missing in it that I only just realized is missing when I saw this video. If you'd like to leave some comments or suggestions, please feel free to do so. And once again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.